Time for outrageous predictions from Buckeye Talk. Doug Lesmerises, Nathan Baird, and Stephen Means. Ohio State at Maryland on Saturday at 3:30. Nathan Baird, get outrageous.
So Tyler Tagovailoa was having the best season of his career for Maryland quarterback, and then he got hurt against Indiana. And that happened to coincide with them coming back and playing two of the better defenses they've played this year in Wisconsin and Penn State, and he got sacked 12 times. And again, you have to, things kind of coincide with what's going right for one team and what's going wrong for another team. And over the course of this season, we have seen Ohio State build a pass rush behind, and it's bounced around a little bit. Obviously, Zach Harrison kind of got it started, although he only has one sack this year, which people sometimes forget. JT Tuimoloau got a little something going. Now they're talking about Jack Sawyer and how much more they can do with him, turning him loose, letting him play reckless. So I'm going to take Ohio State 6 sacks against Maryland on Saturday.
It feels like Stephen was also predicting sacks. Your hands were covering your face. 6 sacks by Nathan. Were you on the sack idea, Stephen?
Yeah, I was going to make it really outrageous. It's the Akron game all over again, where I picked one number and Nathan just, jumped over it. So I'm going to do that to him again today. 10 sacks for Ohio State on Saturday. Jeez. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a combination of JT is JT at this point. Zach's had some moments, and I know his sack numbers never really reflect it, but he gets a lot of pressure, and he's always in the vicinity. He's not a sack guy anymore. That's just not what he is as a defensive end. And Jack Sawyer has now – it seemed like Jack saw JT and Zach having fun and decided that he was going to use the Indiana game to join in on the party. I think it's those guys. I think it's Mike Hall and whatever number of snaps he plays, whether that's 15 or 5, he's always a problem. It's Jim Knowles. The way he uses these linebackers on blitzes some of the times, it's them getting involved. It's now the safeties getting involved with some of the sacks with Lathan Ransom. It's not a complete just defensive line just dominating Maryland's offensive line. It's 10 sacks, but it's a combination of all these different factors that leads to that.
This is so embarrassing. I feel so weird about this, but it's the only thing I prepped. You won't believe it. 17 sacks. 17 sacks for Ohio State on Saturday. It's. I have it written down right here. No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go. I don't know if this is outrageous enough, so I'm going to make it to qualify for outrageous. I'll say 3 touchdowns for Dallin Hayden. I think they have to get him ready, and I think as a freshman running back, like they just have to play him in case they need to play him when it really matters against Michigan and potentially in the Big Ten championship game. I don't know. I guess that's outrageous enough. I was going to say 2 touchdowns, and that's probably not outrageous enough because he carried 19 times for 102 yards and a touchdown last week. And it's like, oh, that guy's going to score twice. Big deal. He has 2 rushing touchdowns this year. So I'll say 3 in this game because I just think, you're going to do some things, and whether it's in a blowout situation or whether you work him in maybe a little bit with the first team offense, I just think you need to make sure he's ready. So he's a young guy who's really I don't even think it's not even like taking advantage of his opportunity. It's like he's saving them a little bit at times, right? Like it's not about him. It's not about him doing it for himself. Like, he's doing what the team needs him to do, which is be a running back that we can hand the ball to, who will hold on to it and find a hole. And that's, that could be easier said than done. So credit to Dallin Hayden for what he's done. And I just think his role on Saturday might be somewhat substantial. So I'll say 3 touchdowns for Dallin Hayden. You can listen to even more of what we have to say on the Buckeye Talk podcast. You can get it in text form in your phone. Send a text to 614-350-3315. And we appreciate you guys finding us here on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to read cleveland.com/OSU. For Nathan and Stephen, I'm Doug, and that was a